What is up, everyone? So I wanted to give an update on the Waggy. I've been kind of out of commission for a lot of stuff. I've got more going than just the Waggy, but I've made some pretty decent progress on it, and I just wanted to show you guys. So we'll flip you around here and I'll show you. So we've got the motor setting in the Waggy on its own weight. Got some motor mounts fabbed up. There's driver's side, there's passenger side. I think I'm going to change a little bit about this one. You can see back here, when I fab this up, it's actually setting out a little bit from the frame. I think I'm going to put 2 bolts, grade 8 bolts through the frame here. And mostly because the weight of the motor is actually on the back side of this plate, and I'm not a huge fan of that. It would probably hold, but extra precaution, I'm going to put some back there. Did a little bit of welding up here on the frame, strengthen it up a little bit. Same on this side, strengthen it up a little bit, painted just the front a little bit. What have I got going? So you can see the motor is kind of setting at an angle. So it's setting like this rather than straight. You know, most newer vehicles, they set kind of at an angle. This is a little more drastic of an angle. The reason I did this is because I had the Hydro Boost pump on this side. So I actually flipped it upside down and ran it like that. If you guys see an issue with that, just let me know. I don't see an issue with that. I actually had a good buddy of mine give me that idea. Also, the oil filter, I'm not planning on relocating it because I feel like it's in a decent spot already and I want to get this thing on the road. So that's one of those nickel and dime things that I can get away with and just leave it at that. And then the AC compressor also got in the way of all of my power steering lines, and it wasn't going to be feasible to have it in the location that it was. So all I did was turn a little bit. I forget what angle I turned it at, but running a line from the output shaft of the transmission to the pinion, I'm setting at about 4 inches away. So I'm gonna run a double cardan joint and get away from hopefully all of the vibrations in that area. What else have I done? So when I put this in, I forgot to bolt the alternator up. The alternator sits in the opposite place that the AC pump sits. See these bolts. Unfortunately, I was literally like maybe 1/8 to 1/4 inch off between the frame rail and the alternator. So what I did, it was actually hitting the frame. What I did is I'm going to buy or make, if I can figure out how to make it, a plate up here to just relocate the alternator to the top. I like the idea of the alternator being up high anyway, keep it out of water and the elements and all that. So that's where I'm going to go with that. So one of the other things I did was that solenoid. That solenoid runs to this vacuum line here, which I don't have any of this plumbed or hooked up yet. I just have it kind of in a general location. So this is going to run to this vacuum pump here. So what happens is this vacuum pump, sorry, the diaphragm, this vacuum pump here is going to feed to it. It's going to block vacuum. I'm going to have 0 vacuum going to the motor, right? So then whenever I hit the key, when there's applied 12 volts and hit the key, there's no vacuum going to the pump. But when I turn the key off, it lets the vacuum from the motor or from the pump go to the injection pump and cut fuel. That's how I'm going to turn the motor off. Did a battery relocation, just ran an Amazon special block there. And then I've been working on some hole filling. Still have quite a bit to do on this, but it's getting there. I've got filling this whole big hole here. This was an entire hole all the way up, and I'm making do with the tools that I have. I don't have, you know, a fab shop worth of tools. Don't mind the messy garage, it's been busy in here. So I've been getting some of this painted up, doing some welding back here, a little bit of finish welding here. This doesn't look the prettiest. Man, I haven't welded in the longest time, and I'm all self-taught. I've never had anybody to teach me, say this is how you properly do this. I had a couple of guys who are like, hey, you know, this is kind of the pattern that you need to follow or should follow. But other than that, I'm all self-taught. I don't, this is me just practicing on some welds. I mean, it's not the best, but it puts some stuff together. So, but I've got more going than just the Waggy, so I'll show you a little bit. You can see the razor hood's sitting, or roof is sitting in here, and it's a complete mess right now. And then we come over here, and yeah, it's been a disaster. The motor on the razor ended up spinning a rod bearing. I'll show you that actually. See some material in there. Where's the cam at? Or the cam's not going to have it. I'm looking for a bearing, but I don't see it. Anyway, so yeah, as you guys can see, I've been pretty darn busy. I've got the Waggy going, I've got my roommate's motorcycle going, and I've got the razor going. So I've been pretty, oh, and what's that? Another project. So yeah, I've been pretty darn busy, but I've been trying to knock stuff out as I can. I've still got a long ways to go, but we're getting there. I'm pretty stoked about it, so it's getting closer. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one.